This week in my hometown of Houston, Texas, we celebrated an event that wasn't exactly Apollo 11, which we all recall was the first time we landed on the moon, but it was something the likes of which I've never seen in my lifetime that had to do with our space program. Scott Kelly came home. That's astronaut Scott Kelly, returning home from the International Space Station, or the ISS, after almost a year in space. Houston is home to the Johnson Space Center. That is home for mission control, as well as the main operations for the ISS. So needless to say, this is a really big deal for Houston and the surrounding communities. I was thrilled to be there Wednesday when Kelly was scheduled to fly back from his 340 days in space. He had to fly to the Middle East, Europe, that area first before coming back to Houston. Turns out Kelly's flight was late. Lucky for me, actually unlucky for me, because of weather delays, and we had no access to him because Vice President Joe Biden's wife, Jill, was there touring NASA, and it was on lockdown because of Secret Service. Still, we got the chance to be on the grounds of the Johnson Space Center and just feel the anticipation of Kelly's return. Kelly's stay on the ISS made him the most experienced U.S. astronaut. Who knew? He's now spent 520 days in space. During this record-setting mission, Kelly and his crew, his Russian counterparts, they conducted 400 or so investigations to advance NASA's mission. Kelly specifically, though, participated in a number of studies to inform NASA's eventual journey to Mars, including research into how the human body adjusts to weightlessness, isolation, radiation, as well as the stress of long-duration spaceflight. The coolest part, for me, maybe for others, is that Scott's twin brother and former astronaut Mark Kelly participated in parallel studies here on Earth to help scientists compare the effects of space on the mind and the body all the way down to the cellular level. What was also remarkable was Kelly's social media presence. I mean, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, he was a maven. He tweeted, posted pictures the entire time that he was in space. He had a really memorable one of him being thrown a football by Stephen Colbert. That was before the Super Bowl began this year. That was really fun. He also continued that social media presence even when he got back down to Earth. Kelly landed Tuesday night, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, in Kazakhstan and got on a NASA jet to head to Houston. And we landed here, dignitaries like Jill Biden, NASA's administrator, as well as President Obama's chief science advisor, were in Houston to greet him. But Kelly actually only had a short window with which to do that because NASA needed to get Kelly into the lab to immediately begin testing him for what he did in space. Now, one noticeable change was Kelly's height. He actually came back 2 inches taller than his twin brother Mark. That's because a lack of gravity caused his spinal discs to expand. I want to get that right. Experts also said that Kelly might have some balance and muscle issues when he gets his feet back here adjusted, as well as a smaller heart, because evidently, according to scientists, the heart doesn't have to work as hard in space. Kelly ventured outside the confines of the ISS for 3 spacewalks during his mission. He told reporters that a year in space is quite a long time. He missed his fiance, he missed just normal things about being down here on Earth. But if it was for the benefit of science, he would have stayed up there even longer, which is really amazing. He was scheduled to speak Friday, this past Friday, before reporters and the media. I haven't yet focused on what he had to say, but I'm really looking forward to what this astronaut had to say. Almost 1 year in space for Scott Kelly.